Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie if you're new to my channel, and welcome to Beauty with a Purpose. So today I kind of have a chit chat get ready with me. It's not really a makeup tutorial or anything like that. We're just gonna get ready and I'm gonna talk to you guys and just give you guys some updates of everything that's going on. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. And I will link all the products that I use down below, or not, yeah, well, they'll be listed down below, everything that I use. Today has been another crazy day. It's another Tuesday and another laundry day, and I just decided my laundry day is gonna have to be switched. I've been feeling that way for a while, but today it was confirmed that I need to switch it to Wednesdays. Since we don't have gym on Wednesdays anyways, we just have church. That gives me all day to get ready and get laundry done without having to worry to go to the gym to get back to make dinner, because usually on church days we make something easy for dinner anyways. And so yeah, but yeah, I've started gonna start going to Tuesday morning prayers at church again and helping out in the nursery, so that way both me and my friend can go and get that done. If you guys watched my last vlog, you guys probably noticed that we don't have Jax anymore, that you couldn't see Jax. It wasn't the right time for a dog. It's not the right time, not till we're at least able to move into a house, whether it be us buying or renting. I'd much prefer to wait till we buy, so that we don't have to pay a pet deposit or have to worry about the dog ruining anything and then paying somebody for it. It'll just be our house. Then we know we're responsible for it and we don't have to be as careful about it. And so yeah, but it just wasn't the right time. And then with Jax being in the boys' room, Bryson's allergies just never really cleared up, and we're still just trying to get them cleared up with this crazy West Texas weather. And yeah. So I'm still trying out the L'Oreal Infallible foundation. Just trying to, I've figured out that I like the foundation. It's the concealer that I'm having a little bit of trouble with. I don't know if it's the powder that I was using or what, because when I used the Too Faced powder, I really liked it, and then I used my Maybelline Fit Me powder and I hated it. And so I went and I used a different concealer one day, but I used a different powder. But the powder that I used gave the foundation the same effect as the the Too Faced Born This Way powder that I love. So we'll see if it was a powder issue or if it was a concealer issue, because I really liked that powder with the foundation. And then I still need to play with the CoverGirl, what was it, the Stay Matte foundation or something like that, the Outlast one. Don't know what I'm talking about, the one I just got. I need to play with that one some more with some of the new products that I got and see about that. I do want to do a haul update. I also want to record, I really need to organize my makeup, so I want to do that as well. And I want to record a shop my stash, because I feel like I use a lot of the same makeup all the time. I just thought that would be something cool and fun to try. I really do need like video suggestions. I mean, I'm not opposed to taking suggestions, so you guys can comment stuff down below, whether it be products that you guys want me to try and review, or any just video ideas for me. Like, that would be greatly appreciated. Any topics you guys want me to talk about for my Jesus chats or my What Does the Bible Say, that would be awesome as well. I don't really need that much coverage. We're about to go to a movie that our pastors want all the leaders in the church to see, and they provided the ticket. They were donated money to provide the tickets for us, and so we don't have to pay, which is pretty awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and go and watch that movie. It's I can give you guys more details probably in the next video. I'm really trying to play with this concealer and figure it out, because it's, yeah, not what you would expect it to be. I feel like a tiny bit goes a really long way. You can see with just that little mark I put, it covered up my whole under eye and my eyelid. My eyelids are clearing up. I added something new to my skincare routine, and I will be trying. I was telling my sister last night, I really want to do like a morning routine and a night routine, but I forget every day because it's not a part of my routine, which is pretty funny to think about. And then I also want to try like a Sunday, like getting ready for Sunday routine. So like I actually start that routine on Saturday nights, and then like I have a whole morning routine on that day as well. It doesn't really differ from my everyday morning routine unless I didn't iron the clothes on Saturday night. And so yeah, it's just a completely different vibe. I'm trying out this hard candy bake, brighten, and set loose finishing powder, and this one is the banana hard candy sheer envy. It doesn't really have a color, but it is like, it doesn't say what shade it is, but it is a yellow tint, and it's actually not as dark. Like once you apply it, it's not as dark as it looks. Like it's kind of matches your skin tone perfectly once you shear it out and blend it in. It really does a good job of brightening, and like I said, this powder looks really pretty under the eyes, at least with the concealer that I used last time, and looked really pretty on the face with this foundation. So yeah. So I met with my pastor today, and we were just talking, and I told her how it's so funny that in the church people are like sometimes they don't really know what they want from the church, and like they go seeking the wrong things from the church, because once they go to church, it's all about pleasing the pastors and pleasing the church members and your church family, and like you've got it all wrong. Yes, we're called to honor our pastors, but ultimately when you give your life to Christ, the only person you should seek to be pleasing is Christ. God is like meeting his standards of what he requires of us. And I was just saying, like, you know, it's funny because people either feel like there's favorites, or they feel like they're not getting like enough attention. And so I was like, I don't understand what people want, because they get mad because there's favorites, but the second we start, you know, checking on them and holding them accountable and seeing how they're doing, then it's a problem because we're holding them accountable. But like if we weren't to do that, then they feel like there's favorites and the church isn't doing anything for them and the church doesn't care about them. And so I'm just like, when you come to Christ, you have to be wanting to seek God. You can't be seeking anything else but God, because you're going to be let down. You're going to feel offended. You're going to feel everything that's not biblical, because you're seeking the wrong thing out of your church. You should be seeking gaining revelation, knowledge, and teachings and the things of God, not the approval of people or the attention of people. Now I'll set my eyebrows, that way if there's any powder, they don't look powdery anymore. I'm gonna try something a little different, and we're gonna try out a more cool tone makeup look today. So I just encourage you, if you are a baby Christian, like, don't be seeking to please the people in the church. Like, seek to please God, and that's the only way we'll never feel like we're falling short, or we'll never feel like we're not good enough, is because God says we're good enough just as long as we're seeking him and walking in his way and honoring his word and his commandments. Then that's how we show God that we love him, and that's enough. Like, you're enough for him. There's no hoops you have to jump through. There's no certain way you have to dress. Yes, he calls us to be modest, but at the same time, just if you could be modest and not have your heart in the right place, and it means nothing, because your heart isn't in the right place. It's like you're dressing a certain way to try to get close to God and thinking it's getting you closer to God, but you're not spending time in his word. You're not spending time in prayer. You're not trying to get to know him. You're not loving the way he calls you to love, and it means nothing. It's like the Bible says, it sounds like just as if somebody was just going rampant on the drums, and there's no beat, there's no rhythm. It just sounds like noise. Like, that's what it sounds like to God. Testing out this little Ulta palette that came for free when you spent $19.50 or more, and it's pretty good, I guess. First impression. It's my first time trying it out, honestly. So how do you guys feel about church? What have you been hurt by a church? Has there been something that's kept you from going to church? Is somebody like having trouble finding a church? Like, let's start a conversation about church, how you grew up and things of that nature, and maybe the way you grew up stopped you from going to church and stopped you from believing that God is who he says he is, or Christians that you've encountered make you believe otherwise of other Christians and those who are truly walking in his way. I always feel like there's a lot of Christians who can kind of make it hard for the rest of us to go out and share our testimony or bring others to Christ. Because there's a lot of people, one thing that just came into my mind is that I really dislike when people say they can quote scriptures, so they say they know God, but they're living a worldly life. And you know scriptures, but you don't know God, because if you knew God, then you wouldn't live the way that you live. You would have a relationship with him, and within having a relationship with him, it's just like being married. You don't want to hurt him, and so everything about you becomes different. Everything you do just becomes different. You start living to please God and not to please your flesh. Have you guys seen those makeup tutorials where it's like one eyeshadow, but it looks like they use like 2 or 3 different eyeshadows? I want to try that, but I would definitely have to practice before I record a video on it. Ugh, this shade in here sucks. I'm like scraping it just to get what I can off of it. Try this. Oh, it's a little bit better. I've stopped using eyeshadow primers altogether, and I forgot today, but what I had been doing was just taking like my face primer and taking it along my eyelids as well, because I figure if it holds makeup onto your face, why can't it do the same thing for your eyeshadow? You know? And it actually worked really good. Like, I think my eyeshadow sundae looked really, really pretty for me to not have used an actual eyeshadow primer, but to use my face primer, and then of course take my concealer up just a little bit. So what do y'all think of this cool tone look? Do y'all like it? I was going to straighten my hair, but I might not because I feel like we're running out of time. What time is it, babe?
4:55.
Yeah, I won't have time to straighten my hair. Trying out this mascara again without the lash primer to see if it was the lash primer that I didn't like maybe. And so far I'm thinking it's the lash primer I didn't like. Just on first application, like this is my first time applying it to my top lashes without the lash primer, and they already look so much better. I still think it's too wet right now. Like, the mascara is too wet of a formula right now. It's really messy, so I'm having to be very careful, and I can't take it to the base of my lashes the way I want because I know it'll get all over my eyelid. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with my Kiss Pixie lashes, and we're gonna put those on. I need to buy a new lash glue, new Kiss lash glue. I have the black duo lash glue that I want to try, but I don't do a wing very often, so I don't think the black lash glue is very convenient for me. So I just need to go buy another Kiss lash glue. It's lasted me a really long time though, because I wasn't applying lashes as often as I do now. I have like eyelash shavings all over the towel that I have right here that I use to switch colors on my makeup, my eyeshadow brushes. I love this mascara for my lower lashes. Like, I feel like it really does a lot for my lower lashes. I'll have to try this out also on a day where I will not be wearing falsies. Oh, look what I did. Like I said, very wet, takes a long time to dry. I think I wore this shirt the last video I filmed, my review and wear test on the L'Oreal foundation and concealer. I just spent all day yesterday and today fighting with a piece of leftover lash glue in my lashes. I finally got it out maybe a couple of hours ago, and I'm putting lashes back on. This can get really clumpy though, because now my bottom lashes are starting to look pretty clumpy. Applying those lashes took way longer than expected. Way, way longer. I'm going to take this powder and I'm just gonna bake underneath where I just bronzed, because I noticed lately that I have not been looking very bright underneath here, and it's just now starting to bother me. I will never bake underneath my eyes because I used to try to do that and my under eye is just way too dry for that. Like, as we're speaking, I can actually feel it getting pretty dry where I just did that, so I'm not gonna leave that there for long. You ever feel like one half of your face comes out really good and then the other half of your face just kind of looks wonky? I feel like that all the time when I do my makeup. I'm gonna go in with the lip combination that I wore on Sunday, and so that's this NYX liquid NYX lingerie lipstick in the shade Ruffle Trim. Okay, I'm gonna take a Q-tip and clean up all this mascara mess. That little Ulta Beauty palette is actually, the way it's looking on my eyelids, like, I'm actually pretty surprised, because when you see a palette, where did it go? When you see a palette that looks like this, it's hard to think much of it. But I'm here to tell you that this little palette is actually pretty good. Now granted, I only played with these three shades right here, but I like it. This one was a little bit tough. That's the one I was having a problem with on my eyelids. But the end game, I mean, I think it looks really pretty. It's like a white, pink, purple duochrome eyeshadow, and I think it's really pretty. I'm pretty sure it would have been a lot better even if I wet it. I almost forgot to do my nose. My face is feeling pretty dry. I can't wait to spray it. Just had to make sure that was attached to my eye. It's not perfectly on there like I would like, but it's on there. I'm gonna run through this pretty fast. I'm gonna get a new one soon. I'm in love with this. I grabbed the last one from Ulta whenever we went. Okay, now let's re-braid our hair real quick to look a little more decent. Okay guys, well, I hope you guys had fun sitting here chatting with me and re-braiding my hair with me while I did my makeup. How many of you get ready with videos that are called Get Readies with Me? Get Ready with Me's. I sometimes will have it playing in the background, but I can't say I pay attention to it, or I just watch it because it's kind of soothing to me to watch people put on makeup. Well, you guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.